This is PHTV4. I'm Sue Jankowski, and we are doing the travel show. I think everybody loves to travel, and you're going to get some great ideas today. And we have with our friend Kathy Janes from
Hi, guys.
Classic Travel. She always brings a great idea here. And today we also have Will. Oh, Will, I didn't ask how to say your last name.
Cocky, K-A-U-K.
Cocky, Will
yeah.
Cocky. He comes, he's a Midwest Business Development Manager from Palladium Hotel Group. So we're going to find all about that hotel group today, what it is, where it is, somewhere you want to go, probably. So let's get started with Will for a minute. Will, we'd just like to hear about how long you've been with Palladium Group, a little bit about yourself, and then we'll talk about it.
Sure. I pretty much have worked my whole professional life in the travel industry. I didn't, graduated on a Saturday. My sister worked for Deutsche Reisebüro, a German travel agency. So I graduated on a Saturday, interviewed on a Tuesday, and started on a Wednesday.
Wow.
Wow.
So yeah, taking inbound calls for point-to-point train tickets throughout Europe. So big knowledge of obscure little towns throughout Europe that have train stations, and transitioned from there to a wholesaler that sells a lot of different products, and eventually the Palladium Hotel Group. A friend of mine actually took a different position, and this became open, and interviewed, and been with them 9 years.
Wow.
Good for you.
Now, that had to be quite a great experience, just finishing your schooling and then traveling all over in trains and stuff and finding, like, you're just traveling, really.
Yeah, really. And the good thing was there's very busy summer season, as Kathy can attest to, for
Extremely,
booking Europe. And during the winter, it really calms down. So when they had a liberal vacation policy, so it got to travel quite a bit throughout Europe on trains in the mid-90s. So it was a lot of fun, seeing Europe firsthand.
That's a really great experience. It's like a dream job, really, when you finish school to then just be traveling around. I know you had to work too, but still, that sounds really great. And also, it makes you go into the expert category because now you've seen things. That makes a big difference
So I can
too.
ask him all kinds of questions
Yeah,
about
exactly.
trains.
You interrogate him.
Yes. Well, it was the days before anything being online, so we had these timetables we'd have to look up manually and stuff. So
About this height,
yeah, exactly, right.
Yeah.
Calculating, how many kilometers from one station. So there was a manual process that got you in-depth information that you wouldn't get these days.
No, even the word kilometer, I still can't make the connection between the miles and kilometers. So,
That's why I asked
but
my
you
machine.
had to,
I ask it every time, how many kilometers to this or how many miles to that. I can't do that.
No.
Not up here
No.
anyway.
Okay, well, now, first of all, I guess let's find out a little bit about that Palladium Hotel Group. So, where are they located and where are your properties, really?
Well, the company itself, a family-owned company that is based out of Ibiza, Spain, if I could say it right. So that is the three Balearic Islands, like in the Mediterranean, south of Barcelona, Mallorca, Menorca, and Ibiza. It started there in the 70s, I believe. It's a big destination for the Brits to, jet on down to Ibiza. So that's where it started, and the brand itself, what we sell, Kathy sells primarily, is going to be our own all-inclusive brand, and that's here in North America, the Grand Palladium and the TRS are adults only. So the locations that an agent like Kathy would be selling us are a couple in Mexico, going from west to east, Puerto Vallarta actually, and then Nayarit, so about a 40-minute ride from Puerto Vallarta Airport. Two serviced out of Cancun. We have north in Costa Mujeres, and then south in Riviera Maya. Jamaica, we are halfway from the main airport in Jamaica is Montego Bay, and then there's a resort town in Negril. We're about halfway between the airport and that resort town of Negril. And then finally, the fabulous Punta Cana, Dominican Republic, on the great beach down there.
So, are all these properties all-inclusive?
They are, correct. Some of the ones we have in Spain are not, but here, what Kathy's selling with in North America, they're all inclusive.
Okay. That's really a thing that a lot of people really, really enjoy, is no worries about, food and drink and entertainment and all that. So, the all-inclusive is very appealing to them.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's, the price of what you pay is pretty much includes, obviously, all-inclusive, everything that you're going to need. Sure, if you want to, pay for a spa treatment or have fancy lobster dinner, it might be a little upcharge for that. We do have a free entertainment every night and, complimentary food and beverage with the all-inclusive package.
Yes. Now, are all these properties meant for just one certain kind of group? I mean, is it all like adult or family? What is the sequence of that?
Typically, we have a large footprint with several different like family-friendly hotels with varying kind of levels of service. And then we have an adults-only property, which would be attached. And the adults at the adults-only property have access to the complete different hotels in the complex. And then the Grand Palladium guests, they have, depending on what level, if they're Grand Palladium Select, or Family Selection, they'll have different amenities and facilities that are available to them. So there'll be 3 different Grand Palladium hotels and then 1 TRS typically.
Okay. So there's.
I didn't realize TRS was part of Palladium.
Yes, I haven't been doing my job then.
Because there's one close to Cancun.
Yeah, definitely. We have TRS Coral, which is 40 minutes
Yes,
north.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
That's home to the Rafa Nadal Tennis Center. So Rafa Nadal is a Spanish tennis pro, and he excels on the clay surface, which I believe it's the French Open that he's won pretty much most of the times he's entered, and that's on clay. So we have a facility there, 8 clay courts. So of course, everybody's playing pickleball these days, and we do have pickleball facilities at all the resorts. But this particular resort that Kathy was mentioning at TRS Coral and the Grand Palladium Select, Costa Mujeres, has the clay courts for Spanish instruction. Tennis. Yeah.
Well, that sounds more exotic, the clay court with the Spanish instruction, though. It's kind of fun to do on a vacation, learn, a new skill.
And polish your existing skills.
Yeah, exactly. So it sounds like, I guess kids could play, they play everything, so they could play tennis and have their skills honed on a clay court. But, is there a specific place or location in Mexico or elsewhere that is really specific to family? Like you were going to say, you want to bring your kids and have a great time. Which one would they go to? Where would they go?
Well, one of the concepts that we've introduced is the family selection, and that makes the kid the family boss. So this is,
Well, that sounds great for them.
it does, right? It really enables them. They provide part of the package is a swim shirt, a swim hat, sunglasses, pail, shovels, things you're going to buy on property. Anyways, it's not part of the park. Suntan lotion, diaper cream, and such like that. The one that I think would really is special for the families in particular is in Riviera Maya. We have a villa that's built right on the beach with both swim out on the first floor pools and then 3 floors rooftop swim outs as well. So looking out into the the Caribbean Sea there and outside of Riviera Maya in Mexico with rooftop family pool facing the ocean is that's the one. If I had to wow somebody, some family, that's where I'd bring them.
Is there any age group that it's really specific to? I mean, it's your family, so you could have a 18-year-old, you could have a baby,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That concept of family selection does provide anybody 18 and over who's staying in that part of it to also access the adults-only area. So it really, and then if you get a multi-generation family, Kathy sure definitely has had, maybe put grandma and grandpa on the adults-only side, the young couple just starting out without kids, maybe with a little bit more of a less discretionary income, maybe in our Grand Palladium, and then the family that's a little bit more established with the older kids and the maybe in family selection, where those adults then can go over to the adults-only side and be with grandma and grandpa, and they get additional the ice cream shop, the pizza stop, and the coffee shop are exclusive to those parts of the resort, so they get a little bit more access.
This sounds like almost like a cruise ship that doesn't move. There's a lot of people who absolutely love a cruise. There's people who really don't want to go on a cruise. Mm-hmm. But with this, you're getting those benefits of the cruise. I had some family members be on a cruise last year, and the kids kept saying everything was free. And they were like, this is so
Oh, yeah.
great because everything was free. We got ice cream all the time. And I said, well, it's not free, really. Your parents paid for this.
right.
But it's so exciting for them because they're kind of loose and can do what they want to do and eat as much ice cream as they want to.
No, that's exactly right. Similar in concept, except cruise ships don't have cenotes on property like the one in Riviera Maya. We do have, cenote. We also have in Mexico for anybody to do a destination wedding. We have if I could say it right, consecrated Catholic chapels on property.
really?
So their ability to do a religious wedding. Sometimes a modern bride maybe wants to have a modern kind of a wedding, and then the family wants more traditional. Well, we can do a destination wedding and have it be done in the Catholic manner on our properties in Mexico.
That's a nice option for people too. And I bet there's a lot of weddings that go on.
There are definitely. We also have a whole division. A department in our wedding department that is that's kind of redundant. That is exclusive for Southeast Asian weddings. Folks from India or Pakistan, some of those Hindu kind of weddings, we can do that. There's several days, very lucrative too because they extend over several days.
Oh yeah,
And so
big long
And
weddings.
lots
Yes.
and lots of people. Lots and lots of people.
Exactly.
Do they still need to have their passport information translated into Spanish too before they can get married?
In Mexico?
Yeah.
I believe that there is some translation of documents. I think it's a little bit more red tape to get married in
if you get-
Dominican Republic than Mexico.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. As far as the ease, and like you're talking about with documents and stuff, Jamaica would be the destination that would have the most ease of
Lenient?
getting married. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
The translation of documents. There's some of the countries require you need to be in the country for a certain
Yes.
number of
Yes.
hours or days before you can
Days.
get married.
Oh, interesting.
In Jamaica, that isn't quite the same. So
Oh, yeah.
ease of getting married would be Jamaica.
Yeah.
A lot of people will get married here first, like Justice of the Peace or whatever, and then have the big symbolic ceremony.
So they don't have to worry about all that other stuff.
No, then they're already married. They're just having a symbolic on the beach, so they still have the whole thing, the reception, the whole bit, and that's cool. That works.
So think about that too if you want to get married over there. I guess we all worry a little bit about the safety of Mexico. I think that's a little bit more prevalent right now than it has been at any time. Is that a concern that people should have at these all-inclusive resorts?
Well, the all-inclusive resorts, obviously they are, I wouldn't say guarded, but they're not fortified, but they are areas which are not typically going to be able to access the property. I mean, the beaches are all, public property, but we do have security on staff, and I wouldn't have any, qualms, with, going down to Mexico myself, bring my family down there. Sometimes when there is, issues like that, especially that we have a property in Puerto Vallarta, and there was a little bit of an unrest in December. But we're in the Nayarit, which is 45 minutes outside of town, and where the little kind of unrest happened, that was just in the downtown Malcon district, and they were a target. I mean, it wasn't random as you would expect. They were. I would have
Specifically going after
some certain
group,
yes.
or
So-
whatever.
So I
Okay,
don't think
well,
there's,
that's good to know.
Yeah, Mexico is a safe destination.
All right. I know people love going down to Mexico, so that's good. Your location in Jamaica. You talked about Jamaica for a minute. Maybe a little less red tape in Jamaica to get married. Where about are you in Jamaica?
We're in the parish of Hanover, so that's like the state. So Jamaica's divided into 9 different parishes. So we're in Hanover Parish. We make a left out of Montego. It's on the northern coast of Jamaica. Most of the resort areas are along the northern coast of Jamaica. The south coast does have a couple, and they're really spectacular. Not ours. But yeah, most of the other resorts are on the north and the west coast. So we are on the north coast, headed towards the west. The Montego Bay Airport is about 2/3 of the way towards the west, so about a 40-minute transfer time heading west Jamaica.
Okay, West Jamaica.
Sunsets.
Well, so,
Close to Negril?
All right.
Close to Negril.
Okay.
Yes.
So is this an adults only, or is there family places too?
That the property we have in Jamaica is family friendly. We don't have an adults only concept. That being said, we do have an elevated area of the resort, which is a room category exclusive to adults, but there are no dining or other facility or beach facilities just for adults. But we can they get a little bit elevated alcohol selection, a little bit nicer mini bar, things like that, and they get their own lounge. So it's geared towards adults, but it's not exclusive towards adults.
Okay, so more of like if you want to go to Jamaica, it's more of like a family kind of trip, likely. Okay, which is actually, isn't Jamaica a little closer as far as leaving from the Chicago area than going to Mexico?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it's about the same, I think, depending on where in Mexico. But the flight to Cancun and the flight to Montego Bay are, roughly the same. A little bit longer, perhaps, to get to Punta Cana and our resort in Puerto Vallarta. Sometimes you may have to make a connection along the way, but there are seasonal and direct flights to Vallarta. That would be the longest flight.
Okay,
of
it's
course,
not, it's not too far. So okay, let's just talk about Spain for a minute,
Sure.
because you've got these islands, right? That and that just sounds so exotic. Like we don't go there. People go to Mexico, people go to Jamaica because it's a little bit closer, but Spain would be so much different, I would think.
Different experience. We do have a couple all-inclusives in the island of Ibiza, but a lot of those are, and Kathy can attest to too, there's like hotels such as ours, we have all-inclusive and also the EP, the European plan, where it's not quite as lucrative for the guest.
Just basically breakfast.
Basically breakfast,
Okay,
right. So the
all right.
an EP program over there where it's not quite all-inclusive. The one hotel I would point out that is quite, kind of the trademark for the brand is Ushuaia. And, Kathy had mentioned Ushuaia is the name of the town in Argentina where you jump off to go to Antarctica. However, this Ushuaia is our hotel in Ibiza. And that is, if you ever, part of what Ibiza is known for is the robust nightlife. And one of the, and like the techno music has kind of found a home for the years over in Ibiza. And David Guetta is a world famous DJ. He has a summer residency there at our Ushuaia property every Monday night. And it apparently is quite the scene. And they told you a little bit about the revenue they generate during that couple hours. And it's not insignificant. So that is, if you ever see any footage in Ibiza of some big, light show party with a DJ on stage, very likely is our property, Ushuaia in Ibiza.
Okay, that sounds really exciting, and it sounds like either a great honeymoon or a spring break or something like lots of fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's a haven for, like I mentioned before, the folks from Europe and Britain in particular. It's kind of like their Florida. But yeah, there is that is definitely Party Island. And of course, for us, like you said, a little bit more of a commitment to go to Europe, and maybe you're going to do more for the cultural because you're over there just a little bit more rare. But of course, if you want to kick back, we'll be able to do that.
Well, that
within
sounds
Ibiza.
wonderful. One more question,
Sure.
and if I say this right, is it the Chic Cabaret Show?
Yes, our Chic Cabaret Show is part of the all-inclusive package. It is a little bit of an upcharge for it. 3 hours, starts with a pre-party beforehand, post-party afterwards, pretty much from like 8 to 11 is the show, dinner and a show. It finishes right before, all the resorts have kids clubs, so you can drop the children off and then pick them up, and it's part of the all-inclusive package. And the show finishes up right before they close, so you can see the show, run over and pick them up and not have to pay for a babysitter. But 3 hours, high production value, a lot of fun. I mean, we take agents down on what we call, fam trips to show agents the property, and they always come back and they're thrilled by it. So yes, the Chic Cabaret, a lot of fun and a great night out.
I mean, this sounds like if you're looking for something, really different, you're going to go to one of the islands in Spain. And if you want something really great, you can go to Jamaica or Mexico, knowing now Mexico is safe. And, that sounds like a great time.
I agree. Yeah.
That Kathy can lead you to.
Absolutely.
And maybe help people decide what's best for them and their
which one they
family,
want.
like
Yeah.
which one is
Which one they would want.
the best thing.
That's really neat that they offer all of that in one place. Family, all-inclusive, those only.
All the things. You don't have
Good
to
deal.
decide. You
Good deal.
get all of it.
Yes.
Kathy, you want to tell us how to get a hold of you? You want to do
okay.
this?
Okay. We are in Worth at 6946 West 111th Street, Suite 1, corner of Worth Avenue and 111th Street. We are open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. We can stay late during the week. We can come in on Saturdays. All you need to do is just call us and tell us you can't make it, or you can come on a Saturday. That's fine. It's not a problem. I would really love to help you get to the Palladium Resorts. even in Spain.
even in Spain. Will, thanks for coming in today.
pleasure.
It was so exciting to hear about this. I hope you enjoyed. You know, plan your trip. Go and actually start planning right now. That's part of the fun. I always say that because it is. Part of the fun is thinking about it and then doing it and then getting there. Enjoy your travels this summer. Stay cool. Stay hydrated. And thanks for watching us. We'll see you next time when we have the travel show. Bye for now.